Hi guys! Today's video is going to be a tag. I was tagged by Inkbone Books or Sana to do the must read books tag. I will link her channel in the description box, so definitely go check her out. But in the meantime, let's go on with the tag. If you haven't seen this tag before, it concentrates on looking at how booktubers choose their books. Question number 1. Name the main ways you discover books to read. Well, inevitably since I've started booktubing, I have started adding a lot of books to my to-be-read list thanks to booktube, or I've otherwise picked up books I already had a curiosity about but was pushed to finally buying by sort of booktube hype or good reviews. However, I still think the main way that I pick books, and probably my favourite way to pick books if I'm going to buy them, is to just walk into a bookshop, have half an hour or an hour to spare, walk around the different genre sections, pick up what the bookshop's chosen to set out to recommend to customers, and honestly just pick up books based on the blurbs on the backs and the covers. Otherwise I'm pretty loyal, so if I find an author I like or a publishing company I like, I will basically just buy more things that they've published or that they've written. On part 2, show us some of the books that you have discovered this way. I'm presuming this tag probably wants me to talk about books that I've read and enjoyed, so a few that I've picked up mainly because of just coming across them in bookshops include John Wyndham's and Midwich Cuckoos, again because of my taste for science fiction and fantasy, which I think is the main genre that I like to just pick up in the bookstore because the bookstore usually has some really good recommendations, one being Seraphina, which I really enjoyed in the end, and this was just on display. It stuck out to me because it had a dragon on the front and I'm a big fan of dragons. Then some books that I picked up because I really enjoyed other works by the authors include The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I read this when I was still in high school after I'd read the Penelopiad and Alias Grace, which are two of my all-time favourite books. Although this one didn't get quite as high a rating as those two from me, I still thoroughly enjoyed it and I really enjoy Margaret Atwood's writing style. And in a sort of chain-like fashion, after picking up my first John Wyndham purely based on the visual aspects of the book and the blurb, I went on to read Chocky and again thoroughly enjoy this as well because I knew I liked John Wyndham after reading the first book that I read by him. Do literary awards influence whether you'll read a book or not? Not really. I'm not that up to date or that on the ball with current literary awards. Question number 3. Do you feel pressure to read books that are considered important pieces of literature? I don't feel pressure. I never feel pressure about reading because I never read things that I'm not interested in reading. I really just, honestly, if I feel like there's a lot of pressure or just too much hype surrounding a book, although this is more to do with modern literature, I just don't pick it up because I really don't want to be underwhelmed. If a book has stood the test of time, has been around for a couple hundred or a couple of thousand years and people are still reading it, that kind of hype I can get on board with, and I don't feel like it's a pressure, but that kind of longevity in a book really pushes me to find out why it's still such a popular book and why it has resonated with so many people. Sure, if I don't like it, I don't like it, but I feel like I've gained something from it, and sometimes I discover something phenomenal. Question number 4. Does the average star rating on Goodreads influence whether you'll pick up a book or not? It does sometimes. I don't have incredibly high standards, so the book does have to have an over a 3-star rating on Goodreads for me to pick it up if I've looked it up on Goodreads, because I think it's quite difficult for a book to get under 3 on Goodreads with such a variety of people rating it. So if it has got under 3, then I don't have a lot of faith in it because I do think that's quite a difficult thing to achieve. If I've got 2 books I'm trying to pick between and one's received an average of like 4.2 stars and another one's received an average of 3.2 stars, I am more likely to pick up the 4.2 stars. But most importantly, I do read the reviews on Goodreads, and that probably sways me more than anything else. In particular, I like to read the bad reviews and see if what other people have found a problem in a book sounds like something I would find a problem as well, so I can decide whether that rating really has any bearing on how I'll find the book. Question number 5. Show some books that you think are underhyped or have low star ratings on Goodreads. I looked through my books on Goodreads and there weren't that many that had particularly low star ratings that I'd given particularly high star ratings, so I didn't think I could really judge the answer to this question based on star ratings. But one book that I think is particularly underhyped, but is by a very famous author and someone that a lot of people love, is The Penelopiad by Margaret Atwood. This is the first Margaret Atwood book that I read. I have read it 3 times now. Love it as much as I did the first time I read it. I just think it's a wonderful, wonderful book. It's a retelling of the Odyssey from Penelope's perspective. Question number 6. Show some books that are on your TBR list that have been put there either by hype or awards, etc. Some books that I have picked up due to hype but have yet to read, but I'm very excited to include Oryx and Crake by Margaret Atwood, The Eyre Affair by Jasper Fforde, and the one that I'm probably going to pick up next is Burial Rites by Hannah Kent. Ever since this came out at the end of last year, I have just heard people rave about it on YouTube, and I am incredibly excited because it sounds right up my street. So that's all the questions. I hope you enjoyed this video. I guess I should tag some people. I always hate this bit, sort of off the top of your head usernames. I would like to tag Skeletons on My Shelf, Paperback Mugs, Books and Quills, Shout Amy, Words of a Reader and Robotnik. Hopefully I'll see some of your guys' answers to these questions in my subscription boxes very soon. If any of you watching have filmed this video, then please let me know. I'd love to check it out, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye guys!